What have you been doing?
Fuck all, really. Literally just fuck all. Games. I've been playing games and working on stuff for the site, really.
What else has there been to do?
Nothing.
Not been allowed to go outside.
No. I mean, you can kind of go out. You can go outside a little bit more now, at least.
It's in a weird spot right now. I don't know whether we can or not. People are, but I don't know whether they should be. So
you can, but it's sort of like it's on you if anything goes wrong. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not the government's fault. It's your fault.
You can go out. You can get yourself killed, but it's on your head.
Yeah. Like we saw today driving here, all the fucking people in restaurants.
What's the deal with the discount thing? If I like start giving out discounts,
From August 1st, it's 50% off fast food.
Is that just already applied when you get there?
I don't know.
Because at one point I thought it was supposed to be a voucher, wasn't it?
Well, no, 50% off stuff is just like a universal thing. But some companies have already said straight up, we're keeping the money. We're going to charge you full price and keep the money.
I saw a thing today that Heathrow Airport is going to be doing tests on people coming and going, but the passengers have to pay for it themselves. It's like going to cost an extra $150 on top of everything else they're already paying to get on the flight.
That's a good incentive just to not travel. Though.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be really travelling.
Like I said the other day, that person who tried to get around the travel ban by flying back via Spain, and then was like, oh no, they've changed the rules now, I have to fucking quarantine for 2 weeks. It's like, well, yeah.
It's your fault.
You're on holiday for, dickhead. I thought they had to work in America. They did not. They were just a dick. I was like, why? Why would you even bother?
You're idiots.
Yeah, I went to get Greek food today, and some woman walked in, and the person in the account was like, have you got a mask? She went, no. I was stood there like,
I was doing really good with masks. Like, I was wearing them before being told to. And it's almost like a little something inside my brain has flipped. And now that I'm being told I need to do it, I keep forgetting my mask. Subconsciously my brain's going, oh, fuck them. And I should have placed, I'm like, shit, I need to go back for my mask. The thing is, I do want to, because it's like, it needs to be done, but it's almost as if like my brain has always got some sort of rebellious subconscious thing going on where it's like, well, if the government told me to do it, I'm not going to do it.
No, I've said it. I'm not going to.
I've been wearing a mask since March, but now that you've told me to, I no longer want to. There is no other argument except for, I don't want to wear a mask. Like, I went out to the fucking garden centre on Saturday with my parents, and my dad was like, I'm not wearing a mask. We're going into a garden centre. We're going into an enclosed space full of people. Just wear a fucking mask.
But the plants will be bringing in the COVID and turning it into oxygen use.
Just
it's safe in the garden centre.
Turning the COVID into plant COVID. You know, the only argument was, I don't want to. It's like, they disguise it. It's a fucking thing all the American people are saying, like, oh, it reduces your fucking blood oxygen. Fuck off!
Because they're taking a drag from a cigarette.
Yeah.
Fill your vape pen with disinfectant. And then just like vape that into your lungs just to clean them out of COVID.
Trump's already been doing his bit with trying to kill the idiots. Well, like, just inject bleach.
Forgot about the injection.
Yeah.
You don't really have a chance to like register something he said before he says something else.
Yeah.
We found Schmoyo videos again because there's a Trump one where he's singing about the ramp. That one's quite good. But we found the all-time best one I think they've got now, and it's Mark Zuckerberg talking about some meat that he's smoking.
Oh, the smoked meat.
Have you seen it?
I've seen the original video.
Oh
it's
no,
unnerving at best.
He's like they've like fully like the Schmoyo Songify thing, but then every now and again he comes to and he's like at one of his big like trials where he's been asked about what Facebook he's like, oh no, I've dreamt about meat again.
He'll be straight on the block when the revolution comes.
He'll be
hang Zuck.
Yeah, he'll just head out to surf like the bloke at the end of Point Break. Just welcome back.
Firing in the air.
He's not coming back.
No! They'll never catch him.
Never. Like, when we're doing this, we'll try and avoid... I know it's going to be hard, but we'll try and avoid mentioning COVID where we can. Because hopefully when this is over soon, hopefully, it won't feel as dated then.
Yeah.
It's a memento of the time, though.
We always do it on this momentous occasion. It's like New Year's.
It's been everything the last 4 months. It's kind of hard.
From now on, these will become a bit more consistent. We're going to become episodic boys. We're finally going to actually stick to this.
I think it'll remain funny as long as we keep it going, though.
Yeah.
So I guess like past Christmas, we're still doing it.
I don't think it's going to be funny by Christmas. I think it'll be too real by Christmas. Like,
do you think someone's going to release a COVID Christmas song? COVID for Christmas.
COVID for Christmas.
All I want is a vaccination. Santa Claus gave me a ventilator this year. giving all the kids used face masks.
Instead of coal, Santa just coughs in your mouth.
You'll go to the Christmas market, you'll get your temperature taken, you'll do your hand sanitizer, and you're going to walk past the booth that's selling like all the Christmas jumpers and everything, and then there'll be Christmas face masks.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Ho ho ho, now I've got a shotgun. All the classic zingers that people just fucking love at Christmas.
I think of fucking Christmas face masks. That's going to be the most depressing thing I've ever seen. Oh no, that's horrible.
Like a little puckered elf mouth.
The amount of ads I scroll by for like these companies who have been like exclusively set up to sell masks is ridiculous. Like every other 2 posts, like, there's another fucking ad for a mask company.
It's the in thing, man. Got to work with the times, haven't you? This is the new fidget spinner. This one actually like does have a purpose, I guess.
Until we find out later, it means fucking nothing. We're just like all the way around, and we're the dickheads.
Well, I think like with the reusable ones, like if you spend like say 15 quid on like one with something you like on it, you're gonna want to wear it as much as you want, and people are probably going to be washing it in between uses, so they are going to be bringing in like a COVID lid and face mask and like continually put it back onto their faces and shit. So that probably might be an issue.
I got mine for £2 from Poundland. That was fucking frustrating. That's fucking Poundland.
I think like
fuck.
Yeah, I think like a pack of 10 is about a tenner.
I got like a piece of stretchy fabric just cut into a face mask.
Them weird spandexy ones.
Yeah, I will show you. It's in my pocket. What are these fuckers?
Oh,
It's like a pair of old tights.
it looks really cybergoth.
It does. And then with my shaved head, and then now that I can't see, even it's like all the time. What the fuck's going on?
You look like a Molden.
I'm always beneath you, but nothing is beneath me.
And as soon as they saw me, they came bounding over.
Disney Plus has earned its fucking £5 a month.
It's worth it just for The Simpsons.
Oh, wow.
Not you've gone pirates.
I have watched Frozen and Frozen 2 more times than I can physically count.
How many times have you watched Olaf's Adventure?
I've been trying to reduce those ones, but every so often you just need a fucking break from the main 2 films. I've watched every single piece of like Frozen on Disney Plus in a vain attempt to avoid watching the films. You know, there's a fucking Lego. There's like a Lego Frozen on.
What?
Yeah. That's a rabbit hole you go down when you're just trying to avoid watching the fucking film again. You're like, oh god, please, no. Big Hero 6 is the one that you got into recently. I was like, oh yeah, let's watch Big Hero 6. I like that film. I really did like that film. Oh boy, I no longer like that film. It is quite cute when your 3-year-old starts like randomly quoting film.
You need to try and get onto films that like you can just watch continually. Because I've got a few films that I'd say I could like leave it on in the background while I was doing things throughout the day.
I had those.
Do you not like have anything like that at all you can think of anymore? Like,
When you watch anything like 100 times,
no, I see. I like say like for you, like Sam, if you're painting, like just rather than having music on, just having the same film on repeat.
I'll just chuck Lord of the Rings on and
There you
just
go.
be there.
There you go then. Yeah. So you got one.
Shaun of the Dead, maybe.
Yeah.
I have it with like stand-up. I have like bouts where I'll listen to the same stand-up show over and over again, which is weird because I feel like comedy songs should be unpredictable, but then the familiarity of the single stand-up routine.
I remember like the worst of the quarantine. I watched The Mummy like 4 times in a row, and like on the very last one, I watched it with the commentary as well. So it's
Yes. Was it Brendan Fraser?
It was the Brendan Fraser one, yeah.
But Brendan Fraser commentary.
Oh no, he wasn't in, unfortunately. It was still good.
Who the fuck did the commentary?
I think it was the director.
Oh,
I think
no.
to be fair, by that point, I wasn't really paying attention. He does a little video for the Mummy ride at Universal. Yeah, it's very good.
Is it Brendan Fraser when the Mummy came out, or was it like
Yeah.
like fat
No,
Brendan Fraser?
No, it was Happier Time with Brendan
Oh.
Fraser. It's like talking to like the people coming to say, "Hi, welcome to the tour of the Mummy ride." And sort of treating it like you're going to an actual museum, and then at the end,
Is he
Sorry,
always
man.
like get up, or is he just
he's like playing himself. Yeah, he's like playing himself / playing
Brendan Fraser as Brendan Fraser.
Brendan O'Connor.
Brendan
He's
O'Connor.
just there in like
Rick
a
Fraser.
polo shirt and like a green screen sort of thing.
Yeah. It was cool, man. I liked it.
Just in a bathrobe, but like brushing his teeth. Like, this bit's the fucking gift shop. just dialing it in.
The gift shop was great. You went down there like loads, like horrendous t-shirts you get at like Hull Fair at the Jamaican stand. It's like the line with the dreadlocks and the big spliff.
Yeah.
It was like those style t-shirts, like all Egyptian things.
Like Anubis.
Like Iron
With a
Ride.
spliff.
It was like Anubis with a spliff.
On a massive motorbike.
Born to grill.
Emo Tech wearing a slash hat and just playing a guitar in a cemetery. I'd have bought the entire fucking shop if that was like the gift they had. Unfortunately not.
So you'll take no more money from Disney.
Oh. I know, this was Universal.
Yeah. Sorry.
Although they still have some Marvel stuff on their site. I think it'll be going soon though.
Yeah, well, Disney not going to let them get away with that shit.
No, they'll be charging a fuck ton. I suppose like if the contract's airtight enough, they'll just let them do it. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who cares?
You cannot skateboard because you ride a bike. You cannot skateboard because you ride a bike. You cannot skateboard because you ride a bike. You ride a bike.
I think we should do an intro. Should we do an intro?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Let's intro this shit.
So, hello, welcome to TTWAARP, the Things of Which Are Also Rad podcast. This is the first episode, and this is Chris.
Lewis.
Sam.
And we're here just to talk shit.
We're here for the gibberish.
Like, what is our unique selling point?
The unique selling
We haven't
point
really
is Lucky Dog.
Lucky dog. So yeah, we've like already tried to discuss what we've been doing, and we've come to the conclusion we've done nothing really.
Don't talk about the event.
Yeah, I've been playing White Day.
White.
White Day is like the one that I have is the remake of the 2001 Korean horror game.
Oh, is it the horror game that you've been
Yeah.
genuinely scared by?
Yeah, it's fucking horrible.
Not very nice.
Yeah.
Sam's only got 1,000 yards stare. Like he's looking into the middle distance.
I was watching the first 10 minutes, I was like, oh, this is quite nice. It's like a point and clicky sort of escape roomy game where you've got to look around and find stuff, and then Chris opened up this locker and just demons came out of it and screaming faces and stuff, and it shit me up. It was horrible.
That's the way you were drawn to the fact it's like an escape room. It's like
It totally is. It's
I
like,
know
oh, we
this.
found this thing, which we'll definitely go and
It's like when Hank Hill plays the propane game. He's really into it 'cause this is his job. Hey, that's an escape room.
This looks like propane.
That was my favourite bit about Resi 7 as well. Just the
Escape
room.
room
Oh,
aspects.
fuck yeah, there's an escape room bit in it.
I know these.
Man, you'd fucking lose your shit at the Saw video game. But yeah, it's pretty fucking scary. A lot of it's the noise I find, rather than like the actual things that scare you. Like a lot of it is just the suspense of what could be, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got some real simplistic. I think is it called a Koto? No, it's some instrument that I'm. You know what?
Solid pass.
I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna edit out
It's like
this bit.
a wooden string instrument, and it sounds like we're all like,
Yeah. Is it called? I'm gonna edit this out so I look really smart. All of this won't happen. So yeah, the music is being played with a Koto,
Koto.
which is a little stringed instrument.
Well remembered.
I'm still going to edit out, so we have to explain to people. I just spent a good 2 minutes there trying to remember what a Koto is called.
Google said.
Google did save me, and we were going to edit out as if nothing ever happened, but Sam had to go and drop them all and laugh.
I just made a little hoop with my fingers and
Just did a hoop.
You hooped and hooped. He hooped and hooped. Well, either way, it's a Koto. Right. Take 3.
Take 3. So yeah, they play on a Koto.
They play on a Koto.
What are you talking about?
And they play music on a Koto.
So there's this Koto. They play music on it.
It's a Koto, Chris.
A Koto is a musical instrument used in Asian countries for spooky video games.
it is the spook guitar.
It has often been heard in the video game White Rose, White Day,
One day.
This is absolutely just a fallen shit voice.
White Rose, it's the horror game where you go around a shopping centre in Leeds. You have to try and get to Debenhams from the main entrance.
White Rose brings woes.
It's a point and click adventure game where you have to try and click to avoid people.
What's the name of that really shit shopping centre in Leeds where is that called the Core or something? There's 3 things in there.
Yeah, I think they've like put more things in it now. But yeah, when I first moved to Leeds, it was fucking hollow. It was the fucking core of an apple. It was shit. No one wanted it.
Is it the one that had like the Argos from the 80s as well, or is that a different one?
No, that was.
Oh yeah, the Wimpy Burger as well.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's. What the fuck is that?
I'm sure that's the Argos.
Is that Leeds or is that mine?
I know
That's
it's not
Nottingham.
another one. Yeah, because it's
in
really.
Nottingham, they have the Wimpy with the Argos.
It's really weird because the shopping centre goes into a cave.
Yeah, and you go down the escalator in the cave. But if you don't go down the escalator, you can go to Wimpy.
Right, but
The only Wimpy I think I've seen
Right.
since I was fucking 9.
I didn't go into the cave. Is it a real cave? Is it a shopping centre built around the cave?
No.
It is a fake cave.
It's a fake cave. The only part that is a cave is that bit.
What?
Yeah.
So
You walk in and that bit's a cave, or
Right.
you can go to Wimpy. And then you go into the shopping centre and it's a shopping centre.
It sounds like fucking the best text-based RPG. Go into the cave or go to Wimpy.
You have chosen a burger. Give the lady 49p or go to the cave. Nottingham was like really weird shopping centres. I don't know. Again, I've not lived there. God, it's been like 10 years since I lived there. No, it's not. 8 years. No, it's 2020. 9 years. 9 years since I lived in Nottingham.
Yep, definitely 9.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh.
The only like big thing I remember out Nottingham is the Warhammer Worlds in Nottingham, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to a pretty good bar in Nottingham where you order your food and they give you 2 arcade tokens, and it's like a really retro style arcade with all these like cool 80s decor and stuff. And while you're waiting for food, you just play some games with the tokens they give you. It's mint.
It's pretty cool. Isn't there supposed to be like a retro arcade open in Hull now? Where they got like those like proper vintage machines and stuff?
It was the one that was in the market.
Oh, it's already
And then-
gone.
So it was in the market, and then there's a building in Old Town that they bought, and then they've opened it there, but it's not opened yet because of the event.
Right, yeah.
But it is opening.
It
It's you pay. It's like pay entry, and you get to go on as many games as you want, rather than 25p to go on 20p to go on the machine. I was just thinking 25 cents, which is a quarter. I went full American. For some reason, my brain went American, realised we're English, it said 25p, and I was like, it's not a 25p.
It's just been that long since you've been outside to like normal like social events, like going to an arcade, you forgot how it works.
Well, the one that's in St. Stephen's is even weirder. You get a card, and you put money on the card, and then you swipe that in the machine.
See, I like that one.
I like it, except for the fact that you put like a fiver on the card, but then every game's like 70p.
Yeah.
So you scan it, and you play like 2 games, and you go, I've got 30p left. Or like, no, it's always like I've got like
0.5.
You've always got like
0.6.
90p.
Yeah.
So when you've played like 2 games, and you've always got like 90p. The minimum I can put on is a fiver. So you put another fiver on, and then you've got 90p again. You're like, the fuck have I done? Like, So
I go hard. I like put 20 on because you get 15 for free, I think it is.
yeah.
And then I just play to my heart's content, and then that'll like maybe last me 2 free visits.
Yeah.
Just go hard on the first one, and it'll pay off like down the line. That's the system I've got going.
I was trying to save money.
It'll save you money in the long term, my friends.
Yeah, I know.
You got to spend money to make money on this. Crack a few eggs. I am chasing the dream, and I have not spent any of my tickets because I'm saving up for when the PS5 comes out to just buy it with tickets. Because I've been going to that arcade now for like 4 years, and I've got a decent amount of tickets, and I'm thinking, I'll just keep doing this. It'll probably work out cheaper in the short term, not the long term, in the short term, to get a PS5.
I spent £8,000 to play arcade game to win a PS5.
So don't you see, I played games to get games. I am living the dream, my
It's
friend.
an unbeatable system.
Yeah. I must have like 10,000 on there. I looked up to see what I could get, and I can get like a slow cooker. So I mean,
It's like the fucking bingo hall in Withensea when you used to be able to play bingo for prizes. I don't know how deprived your fucking childhoods were. My parents, my mum especially, and my grandma used to be obsessed with that fucking bingo in Withensea.
With it all slide across
The
plastic.
slide across panel, and
Yeah.
there's a fucking sad person who just sits there and reads the fucking numbers out.
was that the one in Game King?
The one next to Game King.
Right.
Is the even scuzzier one.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and that. Oh, it was so bad. Like when you could fucking smoke indoors as well. Like,
Yeah.
The fucking kids arcade. Like it's just there's just a cloud of like fucking cigarette smoke. Everything was off coloured by it, and we'd go in, like my mum and my grandma would sit and play bingo for like 3 hours, and we'd just run over to them occasionally to get a £1 coin, which would last us 25 minutes. And you'd come back and be like, "Have a £1, please." And like, yeah, just take it and fuck off. Then you come back and they're like, "We've won all these prizes. What do you want?" And we're like, "I'll get that one. What is it?" "Knock off Action Man."
Yeah, the tobacco stains, fucking Rupert the Bear.
They got these like glass cabinets with with a reptile fucking vivarium locks on it.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
come out with a big 1,000 keys and we're like know exactly which one it was, unlock this door, hand you the fucking burn hold Rupert the Bear. Like, well, this has got holes in, Grandma. Just take it and fuck off. So often you'd get like a couple of sweets. It was a fucking sweet grabbing machine. There you go, that explains a few things. Like,
my grandma did not verbally abuse me at a bingo hall and wouldn't see. I'm afraid to say boys.
Sorry, there's a super niche flashback.
Yeah.
I should be talking about.
Similar thing. There's a wooden ticket thing.
There's a wooden
Definitely.
ticket thing. Like, you had to be from a shitty seaside town. Maybe it's specific to Withensea, but I reckon anyone from Blackpool or like
Yeah, Hornsey.
Or Hornsey, definitely. But I cycled to Hornsey at the beginning of the event because that was when like no one was outside.
Yeah.
That was bizarre. Like,
Yeah.
everyone was cycling, loads of people cycling, but when we actually got to Hornsey, everything was closed and there was no one outside. And oh shit, we've made a mistake. And we got talking to like 2 old people, and we were talking to for ages, and it was like real nice. And it's like, wow, some real shit. And we were like, okay, well, we've got to cycle back to Hull now, bye. Yeah.
There is nothing of value in Hornsey, to be fair, anyway. Did you ever go to Hornsey Free Park?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was
awful
like
place.
fucking all the time.
But it used to have like, didn't it have like a little arcade as well in the play area? I'm sure that
It had
was
Like a ball pit thing.
that's it.
It still has a soft play.
Yeah. I remember going to someone's birthday party at that play area, and there was a dude there doing face paints. And he was clearly like just a young laddie, like we were there, who'd just been trained. Like he'd been given the book, which had like 5 things in it, which was like butterfly, snake, owl, whatever. But I got there, I was like, I want to be Sonic, and he just fucking looked to me, like, what? I was like, I want to be Sonic the Hedgehog. And he's like flicking through this book of 5 pages. He's like, it's not in the book. And I was like, well, I want to be Sonic. And what do you want from him? Like, do you know what he looks like? Well, yeah. Well, I want that on my face.
Please say he just painted you blue.
He did it, but he did the lines like really garishly big, so it was almost like drag Sonic.
Sonic with like thick mascara on. Break up Sonic.
It looked so bad.
3 a.m. on a Sunday, Sonic.
Her parents must have had to thrown out any photos like from that party when I was in it.
And the last time I was there, they had the gadget shop still, which is like the only good reason to go.
Yeah.
And then the fucking jelly bean shop as well, which is like extortionate jelly beans. That must have been 15 years ago or some stupid shit.
They do have a book world now.
Yeah, they do. It's like 15 quid to go in.
Yeah, but they got some bomb ass books. They got millipedes. They got them things that look like leaves. So you're looking like, where is it? You're like, it's the leaf.
It's the leaf, innit? It's actually just
one of them.
Actually, just a leaf stuck to the side, and every so often they blow a fan in it.
There's like little handheld fans like blowing up at it. Like I went fairly recently, and they've got like what must be East Yorkshire's biggest Poundland. And they got Tog 24, which just never seemed to leave.
I know when I last went there.
Yeah,
it was before the wedding.
Right.
Because we were going there because there's a fucking suit outlet. And
yes,
we were like,
there is.
Should we just fucking see if we can find an outlet suit? And we went there, and I walked in, and it was like utter trash. Me and my dad looked around for like 2 minutes and just went, "There's nothing here for us."
Did you go to the big pound stretcher though?
No, I think we avoided that like the fucking plague.
Right, it's big. It looks like they've sort of knocked through another shop, but they've not really done anything in there. So you walk in so far, it's like tiled floor, and then it's just fucking carpet. But it's not like they've not like put something down, like it's a seam stopper or something. It's just suddenly fucking carpet onto the tiles.
Oh.
And there's all these like mysterious stains down like half the aisles and shit.
It's really weird at the Freeport because there's just all individual buildings. It's like a shopping centre that's made into like a
village.
Yeah, it's
like an enchanted village of warehouse goods.
Disappointment.
Little retail.
They used to do, I don't know if you still do it. They used to do like a bonfire night there.
I can't. From where I was last there, I can't. Unless they just like start a fire in the car park, like an oil drum or something.
Pretty
Is that it?
Yeah, like it's in the car park pretty much. I remember last time I went there over a decade ago. I remember going there and it being the most miserable I've ever been in my entire life.
When you're out in the countryside and you see chicken, try to look a chicken in the eye with great intensity. And the intensity of stupidity that is looking back at you is just amazing.
Do you remember when St Andrew's Quay was worth going to? That big pod thing that had a car firm warehouse and a climbing wall.
That's still there.
Yeah, but it's not got a climbing wall. It's not got a climbing wall.
It's got a subway in it.
It's got a subway in it now, yeah.
They used to sell skateboards in there.
It did, yeah.
I went there. Oh, so I went there. 1966. No, it was at the beginning of the event.
Right.
Because it was when I first got my bike and I needed some air in my tyres. And I was like, I'm going to take this route and I'll go to the Halfords there. But the pod's still there. But again, it was...
It's like, not... It's a shell of itself.
It was, yeah. Because if you go like you're going to go left back out onto the main road, but just go across and past Mr. Choose. Yeah. It's just abandoned. Like, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, they used to have a real fucking good like pizza place. I think it was called the Deep Pan Pizza Company. Do you remember it at all, either of you?
I went there for like my 10th birthday.
Yeah. It was like...
Went to see Jimmy New.
That's pretty... Because they had the cinema next door, didn't it?
Was it the CN or something?
Yeah.
Man, that was like one of the best cinemas I went to.
Yeah. I have a vague memory of going to see Stuart Little 2 there, and I got a little Stuart that clips onto the brim of your cap. And I was over the fucking moon, boys.
We went there to see the Pokemon movie, but everyone else wanted to see Toy Story 2. And everyone was disappointed that we saw Pokemon instead of Toy Story 2.
Not a single person was happy that day. Must have been like 2000.
Yeah, because it was quite a while back it showed, because then they find out like it was on like fucked up ground or something. Well, they say like it was on fucked up ground, but then there's stuff there now, unless they had to knock the cinema down to fix the issue with the ground, and then they could rebuild on it
Probably.
again.
I don't know, like the entire of Hull's on fucked up ground.
Yeah.
We live on a swamp.
We do. He's draining.
Drain the swamp. There's not enough drainage. It's not that bad.
No, it's. I've been to worse places. Scunthorpe's pretty bad. No, in fact, the fucking worst place in England is
Doncaster.
No, worse than Doncaster. Stratford upon Avon.
Yeah, it's a different end of the spectrum there.
Fuck that. Absolutely cannot abide that place.
Instead of being like a scum pit, it's just really poncy.
Yeah, but then got a reason to be poncy because it's a shite little village. Like there's nothing there, and it's not like a spring chicken.
Though, yeah.
So he was born there. He didn't do anything else. He left as soon as he fucking could.
All this shit was done in London.
They're just so in your face about it as well. Like they got the toy shop and what you do without toys.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Fuck off.
And they've got like Hamlet Insurance.
Fuck.
Yeah, every other like business was related to it somehow.
Yeah. It was so annoying, man.
A pound of flesh butchers.
It's like, well, when me and Sam went there, like it was because we were having to stop off there on the back of a festival.
Yeah, you were not at the right fucking time.
Yeah, and like we appreciate that like they must have to do this every year at this time, like time of the year, and yeah, a lot of people around us being dicks, but we weren't doing anything wrong, and we were just sort of getting brushed in with it, and it was real fucking frustrating.
We were being pretty respectful, and we were getting like harassed by people in the streets and stuff. It was weird.
Do you remember when we got escorted out of McDonald's?
Yeah, for no reason.
We were just like, we literally did nothing. We'd come in, we'd paid, like we'd gone down, sat inside eating, and like towards the end of the meal, this guy's like, "Oh, don't worry, I got your place, guys," and he got just like, "Just follow me," and, like emptied him, and then like walked us out.
What?
There was like a weird street performing guy. I think it was a mime or like a clown or something.
He was a fucking clown.
Yeah. He had like a bit of a crowd gathered around him, and we walked past him and he just started calling us out for shit, like, why are you wearing camo shorts, where are your legs and stuff, and we just stopped like, what are you talking about? There was such spite in his voice when he was doing it, he fucking hated us.
And all the little fucking families.
You're a fucking street clown, how can you judge?
You just stopped your act to just call out some kids.
Like, they were loving it though, man. Like the full family like turned and pointing and laughed and their fucking mouths like wide open in fucking hysterics. It was some bullshit.
It was getting a bit torch and pitchfork on it.
It was a bit, yeah.
Let's get the fuck out of Dodge.
But again, like we saw some of the people walking around. Like there was one dude, and he had fucking neon shutter shades, pair of shorts, flip flops, nothing else, covered in like body glitter, and he just written on himself "cunt" in neon paint. So like, well, yeah, I can appreciate why you're annoyed at people like him, but we were like, okay, well, we're dressed festival-esque as well, but nothing was offensive. We were just very loud.
Some fucking people. I remember being stuck in Stevenage after Sonosphere.
Where the fuck's Stevenage?
It is a connection to Peterborough.
Is that
It's
the
like-
area of Hull where everything's just like a person's name?
No, Stevenage is like, so it's down south near London. It's about an hour.
It's right next to Carlstown. Davesville.
Alexeter.
There's something special about a train to and from a festival. The best one, the best fucking Sonosphere was hilarious because it was the train from Leeds to London at like 9 a.m. So it was just all commuters. And there's me and fucking Tom in like khaki shorts and like death metal band t-shirts with these massive backpacks on, like drinking beers. Everyone's like going to work on a Thursday morning. And we're just like, yeah! With the whole fucking train. Everyone with pre-booked tickets for commuters. And everyone stood up with a fucking festival person. And it was just it was like the best camaraderie, like all the way down.
That was like you and me when we went to see the Chats. We were like just sat on the floor on the train out of Hull at like 9 in the morning just playing with that lady's dog.
Yeah. And other people started getting on in like breath and stuff. And so we had our tinnies out. And I fucking joined you.
Yeah, you did.
No one wanted to be the first ones, but we'd already broken the seal. So.
The rough from rough.
I have mixed feelings about train drinking.
I like train drinking as long as it's drinks I've brought onto the train and not paid for on the train.
I like it when I do it.
You
I don't like
other
other
drunk
drunk
people.
people. I don't like other drunk people on trains.
Man.
That's why I hate Doncaster so much. Like coming back on a Saturday night at like 10 o'clock. It's fucking just sick all over the fucking trains. It was horrible.
Yeah. I went to a gig in Manchester. I can't remember what it was, but on the way back, I just wanted to like get my head down, just like play my Switch for a bit. And these fucking dickheads came in and like sat down like on the table with me. And then I was drunk as fuck. There'd been like a football match or something. And it was like, "What are you playing, mate? Is that Mario?" Like, "Oh, give us a shot of Mario." I'm just like, "Leave me alone." Big brutes. It's awful.
I feel like I was reading all the time. Like,
Reading.
yeah,
Okay.
I fucking sat there reading a book. What are you reading? Fuck off. Like, it's a fucking Warhammer book. Like, what are you reading? It's science fiction. Oh, what's it about?
Science.
Oh, man, it's
Fiction.
about Space Jesus and all of his sons and the naughty things they get up to in the 41st millennium. What are you reading? Fuck off. Like, I've had that since fucking high school. What are you reading?
I just tell them.
Because
Just get really into it, really enthusiastic, and they'll be caught off guard.
Give them deep law, man.
No, but I want to read.
Yeah,
I want
just
to
read it to them.
I want to read the book. I don't
So
want
there's this guy called Horace, right? They'll just walk away.
to... So, there's a guy called the Emperor, and the Emperor dominated the world through technology and magic and science. He created a people called the Thunder Warriors who dominated the world. They were...
2 hours later.
But then the books are also written by like 8 different people. Because of course no person can write that many books about the same thing. So then they intersplice. Fucking tangent. Why did you mention the fucking? Why did we mention Warhammer? What happened? How did we get here?
Do you think that dickhead would still be standing there on the
Cut
train?
out this entire section. This is ridiculous. No one would be asking this, and I cannot stop. I'm like a Russian sleeper agent. Someone mentions the Horus Heresy, I'm just like, oh, I don't even know I'm saying it most of the time. I don't even know what I'm saying. It just pours out of my mouth. Someone says like Peacock 32, Force 97. And I just start talking about the Horus Heresy. Like, in as much detail as my brain will manage.
You were the test what they can do with sleeper agents. Like, we can't give actual information, but it's just like a test model. So let's just teach them about fucking Warhammer.
One day there'll be like a YouTube video that activates loads of fucking high school kids.
You're the human equivalent of when they put Bruce Willis into the Tony Hawk original demo, just to like test out a human model because it's all they had at the time.
What?
In the when they made the first Tony Hawk game, the only human model they had to test on the game was Bruce Willis from a game they'd made previously.
I played that fucking game.
Yeah. What was it called? Because you were actually playing a character, but he was modelled as Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
What was it called?
It's called like Apocalypse.
Apocalypse, that was it, yeah.
It was so fucking good! And no one else ever played it!
Dude, yeah, I played it.
Oh god! I thought I was dreaming!
No, it's real. And yeah, because of that game, they used his model for the Tony Hawk game.
That's very
But that is what you are with the Horace, Sleeper Cell. Like, equivalent.
Yeah.
It is really high and slippy here. That's why a good solid safety rope is absolutely essential. If I tug on this...
Shall we console with the cactus of questions? So, for people who can't see this, so everyone. The cactus of questions is a glass cactus with a lid that we have put questions into that we will now choose and discuss.
Yeah, just imagine you having to cut all of this out.
Oh, it was such a fucking joke.
If you were hit by radiation that gave you a superpower, what is the worst possible superpower you could give you?
Ooh, the worst superpower. Uncontrollable super strength.
So like you pick something up like a spoon and it goes into the stratosphere.
Yeah. You open a door and you pull it off its hinges. You're trying to paint Warhammer and you just like through your own hand. Yes. Uncontrollable super strength.
Your shits are like the blood from the xenomorphs. It's like wherever you need to like plan every shit because wherever it goes it's gonna melt. Like if like there's cables running like under the ground and your shit melts through it, they're gonna be so pissed at you, but it's not your fault.
If you're in like a multi-story building,
you have to have a hole in your garden that's been like mapped out. And it's like full like fucking
Obsidian.
Obsidian toilet.
What would they do when it fills? So how would they get rid of it?
It wouldn't fill it, would it?
You need to set like an alkali in there to get rid of the acidity.
Well, it depends. It depends on the half-life of your acid. Because like, if you have an acidy shit and it goes through like 10 feet of rock, how far is that going to go through just like standard mud?
It's going to fucking obliterate it.
Is the mud like...
It's going to be like a droplet of water onto like candy floss.
Yeah, it just goes until it's done. Yeah.
So that'd be the worst one for me, I think. Like, xenomorphic shits.
I'd say any of the major powers, but your body couldn't withstand the force that's behind it. So like if you had super strength, then your arms would just break. Or like if you could fly, then you couldn't take the G-forces for it.
You do lightning powers and electrocute yourself.
Or like if you were like really fast like the Flash, just your insides would become liquidated.
Or they do having a flame power, you're like, fuck! Yeah, superpower that you just physically cannot use.
You go to like stew out some webs and it rips your fucking arteries up as it flies out.
I love the Spider-Man thing where he's like, when he first learns his powers, he sticks to the walls and he's like, fuck. Just that all the time. Just like constantly stuck to everything.
Try and do like Arson Craftsman with that. Fucking raging.
Fucking. I'm just trying to wipe
Sequins. Oh no.
Oh no! No!
You're gonna put your finger away like it's caught a bit of your sphincter and it rips.
Just pulls your butthole square open. Oof.
Sticky hands, the power.
Sticky hands, the music.
That's the worst power.
Sticky hands might be the worst power actually.
I think so, yeah. Like, yeah.
Because having no hands would suck, but having hands but never being able to actually use it would be even worse.
Like,
I have hands, but I cannot touch.
Trying to get food off your hands, like these are like a finger food.
You just have like fork, knife, spoon.
Shit, if you're trying to get it off with the other hand, it's just gonna fucking stick to that hand too.
Yeah. Fucking.
You're always fucked.
By the time you're 30, you've got like giant balls of crap around each hand.
Like a human katamari.
Do the things that your hands stick to then become sticky?
I think it is just you, so
Or
like,
is it
once
just-
it's off, there's no
It's
residue.
got one layer.
It's got fucking, so you've just got a thin layer of like shit on your hands for the rest of your life that can never be removed. If you wash it, like you dry your hands and the towels on it, like fuck. Yeah, I think we found
That is
one of the worst powers.
That is absolutely the worst power. Right, who would like the next question?
I will take one. I can't fucking.
Well, you can't read it, can you?
I'll hold this very close to my face.
It's like a nana trying to read a fortune cookie.
If they announced tomorrow that the afterlife was real, but we still didn't know the rules of what gets you there, would you change your ways at all? Oof.
I don't think so.
Just what if
Yeah.
like there's an afterlife, but it was like it was only hell. So if you could be as good as you wanted and nothing happened, if you were bad, you went to hell.
Yeah.
That would be shit. Like, that would be utter shit.
But it's knowing that like they both existed, but not
No,
knowing
no.
the rules, I just don't think anything would change for me. Because
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, I still don't know the rule. I'll keep doing what I'm doing and hope it works out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust anyone on planet Earth to tell me what happened there anyway. Like,
No.
unless they can give me some fucking proof as to what. But even then, I'd be dubious. But yeah, would I hedge my bets? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like if I would hedge my bets in that situation, I'd be doing so already.
You'd be, because then you'd be questioning if the things you do are good. And you're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because like, surely you already are doing good, so you shouldn't need to question what you're doing.
It would probably change my life in the sense that if I was categorically told that the afterlife does exist, I'd spend a lot more of my life after that trying to figure out what it was and what it meant and stuff.
Yeah, I think I'd maybe be more reckless because if I die, at least I know I'm going somewhere. It's not the abyss.
Yeah.
So I'd take more chances. I don't know.
You'd be less scared of dying. Definitely.
Yeah.
Would you though? I don't think I'd be any less scared of dying.
It depends if like we knew what the afterlife was. Like,
Yeah.
It's like so like you find out that the afterlife is real and you know what it entails. So maybe the degenerate kind of like idea of heaven and hell exists.
No, I feel like I'd try and probably be better. But even then, like, what would be better?
It might be something completely bonkers, like
Yeah, I feel like I'd probably try and change, but it'd be too dramatic because obviously you don't know.
You'd apply change the same way you do like on New Year's Eve.
I
It'd be that same level of change where like you go, I'll do it, and you might make a bit of progress, but it won't be to the extent that you initially planned out.
Like, how good of a person do you need to go to hell? Because if it's, if the rules are like they are in the Bible, and it's like, you can't eat shellfish, you can't wear more than one fabric at the same time, don't cut your hair.
You can only wear one fabric.
Yeah, man, you can't mix fabrics, that's a sin.
Oh shit.
That's actually listed in the same place as homosexuality being a sin. In the same list of rules, you can't eat shellfish, can't eat pork, you can't wear more than one material at the same time, you can't cut your hair, you can't get tattoos.
Why was this section just put in place to take out the guys from Queer Eye for the Straight Guy?
Yeah, well, I don't even think that's just for some reason, almost like they're trying to find excuses. Everyone that is against homosexuality and into Christianity goes, well, the Bible says. It's like, the Bible says a lot of shit. It's written like 2,000 years ago. Maybe some parts of it even more. Like, let's not try and apply 3,000-year-old rules to.
What was Jesus' stance on data protection?
I don't know.
Do you think like people could get answers out of the Bible for data protection?
I think the data protection rule from Jesus would be, thou shalt have a password of minimum of 8 characters with one uppercase, lowercase number, and special character.
Thou shalt not use your name or date of birth in your username.
thou shalt accept cookies at one urn's wrist.
Marge, you're breaking my heart.
So, if you were walking down the street one night and you found a doll and you picked it up and it was a doll of you, what would you do?
Oh man, that's horrible.
It was a doll of myself.
Yeah.
I tested to see if it was a voodoo doll, so I'd give it some shit. But I don't know.
Like, imagine that like you do that and nothing happens to you.
Probably keep it. I wouldn't want anyone else having it.
Yeah.
I'd question if there's more of them who
Yeah.
manufactured it.
how you came across
You just
it.
see made in China and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, check out the Argos catalogue, make sure I wasn't in there.
Do a Google reverse image search and come back with a Facebook post of you. Like, oh boy.
Like, what's the Simpsons episode where Homer's face is on the box of the tent?
Mr.
Sparkle.
Mr. Sparkle.
Yeah, I'd take it home with me, but I'd keep an eye on it in case it was, like, full of demons and shit.
I think I would put it in one of them glass boxes that, because like the glass keeps the ghost in. I'd keep it one of those.
Like a ring of salt around it and shit.
Yeah. Even like my rose, Beast
Beauty and
has.
the Beast.
Like, don't touch my action figure.
Don't touch my likeness. Don't want to imagine the Elephant Man. Only I shall own this.
I think I'd like be frozen to the spot for a little while because I'd be like, how did this get here? I'd be looking around. I'm like, if it's like on the night I'm seeing nothing, I think that's good. It's good.
Is it just laying on the ground? Is it stood there? Or?
Just like sat on the ground. Like, oh yes.
In a pose.
Waving. Pose.
Just it's waving hoosh.
Is it in a box or is it just like...
It's like on the floor. It's been put down carelessly.
Childish.
I definitely think I was going mad.
Would you show it to anyone?
Oh yeah.
Probably, yeah. I'd be
But-
pretty like sketchy about it. I'd be like, "Alright, don't fucking tell anyone."
I
But
don't think I'd show it to someone because I want them to be like, what's he
This
doing?
is where Chris tells us that boys have found a doll.
it's got the same clothes as me now.
Because imagine just, like, having that conversation with mates. It's like, look, I found this dog. It looks like me, and they're like, all right, mate, yeah, nice one. What?
What if it only looked like you to you?
Ooh.
They're like,
So everyone else is just like an
it's just like an
whatever.
action man.
Yeah.
But like when you ask them to describe what it looks like, they all give a different thing.
We made a Twilight Zone.
It's more of a Goosebumps episode.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
There's nothing at the end. The dog appears with his fucking glowing eyes.
Yeah. The doll's eyes glow yellow.
That was the best bit of the film. And when that woman like turns into like a meth head, when the G goes by. You know, remember that bit? She's like on a billboard, and she's all like happy and smiley, and the G goes by her, and she's like, she's all
Covered in scabs and
dishevelled.
stuff.
Yeah. Sam, question for results for you. It was like tip it forward a little bit.
Oh yeah, I got a big one.
Tip it for me. Oh, wow, that's good.
So you've got a camera that lets you see into your kid's bedroom, and while you're out with your wife and kid, you get a notification that there's movement in the room. When you look at the camera, you see your wife and your kids sat on the bed staring at the camera. What do you do?
You better look at me.
This is the kind of time shit that would keep you up at night.
Yeah, that is a targeted question.
What do you do? It's like they're with you, like you might be like holding one of them by the hands, and you just
The ones that are staring at the camera, they do it in like a creepy way, or as if it's actually them.
they're just staring.
They're not moving.
They're not moving. It's like staring, emotion.
Ugh, that's
Like
horrible.
not blinking.
I wouldn't fucking go home. I'd be with my normal ones in the car with me.
But what if like something's amiss? What if the ones did that to the original ones and left them frozen there?
There's a
Oh,
lot of layers.
Yeah.
So like, what would be the creepiest outcome for you?
Like, if you like continued with your day and kept checking and they were still there and like it's just still staring, what is this?
Yeah, I'd kind of think
For me, I'd be like,
might have frozen or something.
Would you go back to the house, but like have the camera on you and watching it?
how the fucking someone else went to the house?
I
I'm
would
not.
burn that
not-
house down.
What if like at one point you look at it and they're gone, and like, you look back a few minutes later and they're just back again? It's like you like for 2 weeks you're like staying in a hotel.
They're just still there and you're like, well, fucking ain't going nowhere, time to get a new house.
Yeah, like that happens. You're like, so they are capable of moving,
Yeah.
but then after that they don't move again for fucking ages.
It'd be weirder if they were like moving but they were still staring at the camera. So like
Like,
every time you looked at it, they'd be in a different position but they're still staring at the camera. So like they knew when you were looking.
Or they'd be doing stuff, but every time you pulled it out of your pocket, that's when they looked, when you were looking.
I don't know. I still think it's worth having them just there. Like, if like you look and they're somewhere, you can try and get an idea of what they were going to do. But if there's nothing, you cannot read them. I think that would freak me out more.
I'm not sure if I'd tell the family that I was with.
Yeah. I think you probably
Just
try and like find signs that the people you were with
With the real.
were or weren't with the real people.
Yeah.
Ask them questions like, "Oh, what did we do last week?" Trying to like figure out if your kid's the right kid or like the demon kid.
I mean, you have to do something soon though, because eventually they're like, let's go home.
You first.
Oh, that's another thing, isn't it? Would you let them go first? Would you like?
You wouldn't know,
you're
yeah.
like, yeah, you going first then, because like.
If they are the real ones, then you've just sacrificed your
If they're the
family.
real ones, then you've just fucked them up. If they're not the real ones, then you just let them into your house. If they're the creepy ones,
Your only real option as well is like call the police and get them to like knock the door down. Call the police. But I mean,
we are the police.
but like, how do you sell that to the police? Like, look, my wife and kids are here, but they're here. Can you go and get them out of my house, please? Like, how would you explain that to them?
I'd call it in as a burglary or robbery,
Yeah.
and watch what the police do when they come into the house.
But when they arrived, everything was locked. Like, oh, but again, I guess you're saying, yeah, you've seen someone on the camera in your house.
And like, if the cops busted in and they turned out to be ghosties and did horrible stuff, yeah.
Oh, but then like they might know that you sent the police after them, and like now they've been caught out because they're gonna have to move now when the police show up. They might be like, let's just
Well, the
fucking.
policemen are just not there.
Oh,
The police go in the room
no.
and they look around, and you just look at the thing, and the police are there, but they're not there, and you're like, what the fuck? The police call back and like, yeah, we can find anyone in the house, and then you look at the screen again, and then
Oh,
like, oh.
extra layer. you show them to the wife and kid, and like nothing's there, so only you can see.
We've combined the horror doll theory.
Because now they're going like, this is stupid. You're fucking about. We're going home, and you got to try and fucking stop them because you don't know what the ghost people are going to do.
You just fucking accept your fate, don't you?
I don't know. I'd have that fucking phone camera on me the entire time I was walking up to the house.
Be going to the store and buying like do you know where can I buy silver from? Like I want some salt. I want like a bit of.
Let's drop by the church.
That's what you do. Yeah, you go like, oh yeah, well I think we should go to like fucking Trinity Church and I'll look around. Like, nah, I can't be bothered. I'm like, well, I want to go to Trinity Church today.
Do you want to take the Euro tunnel to Euro Disney?
Let's go.
That's a lot of Euro in that sense, isn't it?
We'll tell the Euro Disney and Euroland. We'll get some Euros on the way.
Man, they went all in on the Euro, didn't they?
Listen to some Europa.
I hear Eurovision's good this time. I think you go into the house and just for a second you look away from the camera and they're gone. That's like the point where I'd be the most startled. I don't know, I could become startled beyond that point next to like them just killing me.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd go. No, I don't think I'd be watching the camera and like edging towards it. I'd just run in as fast as I could so it happened.
I don't know, man.
You're doing yourself if you go in slow because it's more in anticipation of spookiness.
I suppose so, yeah.
I just run in and arms flaring like.
Windmill at them.
Yeah, there's no way to win that. Like, it's one of those horror movies where there's just no way to win. Like, I'm fucked.
Have you guys ever had it where you've seen something in your house? Like, I don't know, you might be outside and you see something and you're like, I'm gonna have to go in now. Have you ever had that before?
Not that specific, no.
Yeah.
I've been in fucking houses that are ghosty.
Yeah. I had that thing. It was when you were living here, like maybe 6 years back. We'd like been to see something on the night, and like I'd gone out to like bring my washing in. It's like I left it out. I went on to the cinema, and like I had the door shut while I was getting everything. And the light was on in the hall, and you know it's like the frosted glass. So you can make out stuff. You can't see details. Like at one point I looked, and there was someone just stood there, and like I assumed it was you, and I was just like, "What are you doing?" Like, he doesn't watch me fucking bring my washing in then, like by myself. Like, I kept doing it and grabbed everything, and I came in, and like, you'd gone, and I put everything in the wash basket, and I came upstairs, and I remember saying to you, do you not remember this at all?
I don't think so.
It's like, I went curious, I was like, what were you doing just like watching me at the door? And you're like, I've been in my room, like, I had a shower, like, 5 minutes, I've just got out. Do you not remember this? Oh man. Fuck it, it's stuck in me so
I reckon though, if like, in that situation, if Sam was like, no, I don't say anything, that's not going to stick in his memory, but it'll stick in yours.
Yeah, it spooked you, it didn't spook me.
I thought you were going to say, like, you went upstart and like, you were like, oh, how are you doing, Sam? And no one answered, and then Sam came in the front door. Like, the door opened, and you were like, the fuck?
No, it fucking got me so bad. I was fucking terrified, like, all night. I was like,
I'm just fucking walk by myself now. All the way fucking home. Like, down spooky ass fucking dirt road.
Do not pick up any dolls of yourself.
I'm going, oh, where the fuck am I at? It's not creepy. Fuck.
Ewan's not that creepy, it's pretty,
Ewan's a lot less creepy than those.
Yeah.
Just run.
Belted down
Run all the way home.
City Roy Jenkins all the way home.
Do we do another question? I'm going to be too fucking spooky, I think.
I don't think they're all spookers.
Yeah, not all of them are spookers. Although knowing your luck, this will be less spookers.
Would you rather live next door to someone who's constantly drilling or constantly? Like, that's like, it's a constant zzz or a
Probably hammering.
No.
Really?
I think drilling, I'd rather drilling because at least drilling's like consistent. Like hammer, it could come out of like rhythm. And I think that would annoy me more. Like, it's not a consistent sound.
Yeah.
If we could keep a tempo, then hammering, but if not.
Are they impact drilling?
They're just like...
That's the one where it's like, it gets like real loud.
They're just like, I don't know, they've put a bracket in the wall for a shelf or something, I guess.
Fucking stinky ass stuff.
He's this little fucking gas gun.
Little fucking tail wagging.
His fucking bloated belly's full of gas.
It's like he's died, Jesus.
It's such heavy, right? I don't know how to describe this, but it's like a heavy gas. Like, it takes a while to move. Do you get what I mean?
Like a smog.
Yeah.
You need to change that motherfucker's food.
He eats the exact same thing all the time.
Yeah, that's why he always fucking smells.
Actually, I ate tortilla earlier. That might have been it. That's what done did it.
That's what done did it. That's what done did it.
So, we're saying drill and hammer.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, again, the people listening, I just like motion towards me and Lewis for drill and Sam for hammer.
Yeah. I think I'd rather do drill.
Yeah.
They both suck equally though. Like,
I just find hammering more annoying as well. It's the thud of it. I'm just not a fan of that.
That drilling though where it just vibrates the house.
Oh no, I didn't think of that. You know, like you get like a little mini like vibration off the wall as
it's
well.
like being asked to get kicked in the left or right testicle.
Yeah.
None of them really feel good.
It's like you like kicking or punching.
Punching.
Punching, yeah.
Well, but like let's say like the foot has nothing on it though. It's just a foot.
Legs are more powerful.
Yeah. Goat legs.
Kicked by a goat leg.
Getting kicked by a goat in the dick. Yeah.
No, I think yeah, punch as well. It depends on the angle the punch is coming from though.
Uppercut, like.
Because
if it was straightforward, that wouldn't be so bad.
Because like,
dangling.
it would just catch like your testicles.
Rocky Speedball.
It would just capture your testicles in your pelvis and just fucking obliterate them.
Just push the part inside.
At least if it's like a frontal punch, they sort of like have a chance to scurry away inside.
Yeah.
The kick, like you can only really get kicked with a certain, like a few angles.
It comes from underneath, yeah.
Yeah. You can get like a very small roundhouse, so like it's basically like horizontal.
Just grazes him.
It's like a stamp,
and
a seal of approval.
Like a fucking karate side kick.
Yeah.
Like, full heel to the fucking dick hole.
Imagine like kicking downwards, so like it drags it.
Oh, the old pasta maker, the bread kneader. Oh, I don't know. I think drilling and hammering are both horrible. I think I'd rather have drilling, and I think that the constant noise would eventually be drowned out by your own like psyche.
Yeah.
Whereas hammering is infrequent enough for you to always be able to notice it.
Either way, it's going to be a horrible time.
It fucking suck.
Right, let's go for one here. What we got? A wizard turns you into a killer whale. What is the first thing you do?
Eat a fucking dolphin. I'm going straight for the fucking dolphins, man.
Am I on land?
Yeah, I think that'd be my mix. Is get to a body of water. That was the first thing.
It's on the side of the fucking pavement. Like,
in the middle of a town, like.
You're just trying to get over the railings at Princess Key.
Just like trying to wait for someone to bring you a fucking trailer.
Well, okay, let's assume that you have got into the water. Like, what then would be the first thing you'd do?
I'll check it out, see what it was like to be a whale.
Yeah, I think I'd eat the warlock.
Oh, yeah.
If he's in the water, then
Like-
eat him.
Yeah, I guess he's a water. He's not going to turn you back. So I might as well just say,
Yeah, but if you eat him, then you want no chance of him turning you back.
yeah, he's not going to take you back anyway. I reckon he's a warlock. He's a man of bad magic. Just try to take him out. I might find a good wizard who can sense my aura that I'm human. Yeah.
I don't know, man. How far can a killer whale fucking swim? Like,
Pretty far.
I'd be going adventuring, man. Like, not going to tie me down no more.
I wonder how far down you could go before like, the pressure's a bit too strong on you.
I don't think I'd even be bothered about knowing. You're an apex predator. Like, it's the best thing to be in the ocean.
Do you reckon that's a thing? Certain animals, like, can they go? If they will go too far down, do you reckon like the weight will just push them further down unwillingly?
Nah, because it's more like that.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I think it affects their breathing.
Do you think they get to a point where like it's almost like an invisible wall for them, like they can't force themselves further anymore?
I guess. I think it'd be more of an instinct thing where they just don't go and eat.
I think it'd be more like a pain thing, wouldn't it? Like, you get to a certain point and you're like, well, it's the pressure first, isn't it? You feel pressure on the outside of you first.
I mean, like,
you get a real bad fucking head.
Would it get to a point where the pressure just drags you down further, like unwillingly though?
Only if the pressure is pushing air out of your body.
That's
point.
It depends on your
troubles.
depends on your mechanism of travel, doesn't it? Like, fish have like a swim bladder, which is the way they like regulate their depth. I don't know how it works. But they have
we need like a marine biologist friend.
Hoorah.
I
Call him a marine biologist.
don't think we know anyone.
I don't think I should know. I do know a marine biologist, I just don't know his phone number. Like, I can ask him on Facebook.
Maybe like the water's equivalent of like us going too high to the stratosphere or eventually we just float away. Rather than being,
naturally, then.
yeah, like, I suppose so. If we could though.
It'd be like if you were walking towards a volcano and it just started getting too hot.
Yeah.
Like, there's mechanisms in place in your body that says, don't fucking keep doing this.
I don't know, maybe it's... But wouldn't it be more like going outside when it's really windy and you go, oh, it's a bit windy, but you can't go back in the house now because the wind's blowing you away?
I reckon if an animal ignored the instincts to not keep going into the high pressure,
That's what if maybe it's like you could be going too fast and it couldn't slow down in time. I don't know.
fish couldn't see. Well, like a killer whale breathes oxygen, so you're gonna have a lung full of air, and I'm pretty sure that if someone's sitting on your chest, like the air leaves you pretty fast. If you're going underwater and you've got a lung full of oxygen that's currently giving your entire body an oxygen supply, you're real quick gonna go, oh, I thought it's getting quite tight, and turn around. But then you wouldn't know how long you can hold your breath for. You'd have to be like thinking of documentaries, like, what the fuck? How long did that say you keep holding
yeah, it's going underwater like something like safe, hold your breath for a minute and it's like pop up when you
How are you gonna fucking track a minute? You're an orca.
count in your head.
Maybe it's not very accurate. It's like 1, 2, 3. Oh, fish. Oh, sweet. Oh, fuck, what was I? 5, 6.
Yeah, you still have like your consciousness though. You just like keep your concentration on like, right, this is like my life. I should probably pay attention to this.
And if you're a killer whale, you haven't really got much else going on. So
Yeah, I don't think my first thing would be like testing my own physical limits. I'd be like,
it's a bit like
I'm gonna go and let's look where the sun is. Right, the sun is in the east, so that must mean it's like in this afternoon. So no, it rises in the so that must mean it's the morning.
depends where you are though.
Yeah.
So that's another problem.
Well, so the first thing would be like, right, okay, so I got transformed in the middle of the day in England. So right, I know that I'm in the northern hemisphere. I know that the sun is roughly there. You have to wait and see when the fucking sun starts setting and shit.
You could become like a Rain Man killer whale and just learn the patterns of the ships going by to figure out where you are, what time of day it is.
I don't know.
I don't think I'd bother. If there's no way of getting back to my human form, then I'd just go for it.
Just live fast,
I'd live full orca. Oh yeah, man. I feel like it'd be pretty fucking solid as well.
Would you go fuck up some boats and some humans? Because I think I'd go fuck up some boats and humans.
I don't know. I'd probably like first things first. We're getting out of the fucking North Sea. You know, follow the channel. You were trying to figure out which way north and south. Try and follow the coast down. Yeah, go to fucking Holland. Like, you gotta try and figure out that. Like, right, how long will it take to cross the Atlantic Ocean? Is there enough shit there to eat, or do I have to like?
I think my minute should be like figuring out how you sleep, because I don't know how I kill whales. It's like, what do I do? I just lower on the surface of my little ring piece, blowhole sticking out.
Yeah, it's fuck. You're like, how do I use this thing? Go to the surface, like, oh fuck, look at that.
And you can only sleep for as long as you hold your breath for.
Yeah, I don't know what their dealio is. Like, do they have like a special air bubble for sleep time?
Yeah, like
bedtime bubble.
They can probably just float. They'll breathe in a certain amount, then just float with their blowholes at the surface.
I think like dolphins, they have
They like half their brain stays on.
Yeah. So like half the brain goes to sleep, half the brain stays awake, so that they can like figure out whereabouts they are. Or like, yeah, they know enough to like be able to deal with shit, but fully asleep, not fully awake.
Imagine like with a human consciousness, so that must be pretty fucking
That
shitty.
is fucked. So like, turn off your left brain, you're like, I can't remember language. Like, imagine having the capacity for human knowledge and complete inability to pass it on. You're an orca, like, fuck. How do I say this? Like,
imagine how much
help.
Imagine how much your brain must have, because like, you're gonna have like an orca's brain, but the information of like a human mind within that.
If we're going down that route, if it's like complete, if the magic hasn't transferred our consciousness and we're now like limited by our like orca brains, you're not going to know you were, because your brain isn't going to be able to like know that level of like. I don't think there's that much detail in an orca's brain. I think they're smart, but there's this whole thing about like animal intelligence, and people compare it to human intelligence. It's like, they're smart, but it's not like a.
Most of it's just instinct.
If I do this and then that happens, it's more of like a. I don't know.
I am aware that others have died doing this, therefore I shall not do that thing.
Yeah, I don't feel like animal consciousness is the same level of detail as human consciousness. I don't think they have like an inner monologue. It's not like they don't think like.
Isn't that a thing that some people don't have inner monologues?
Yeah.
I found that out like a year ago, and I was like, the fuck? Like, I assumed everyone just like talks to themselves in their head.
Yeah.
There's like a post on Reddit. Someone said like about an inner monologue, and someone was like, "What? What do you mean inner monologue? Wait, what do you mean?
But like,
what inner monologue?
How has it taken us that long? Because like you get it in a lot of like TV shows and films. It's part of the story, right? Like, did they just always assume that was like a piss take? Did they not get that like?
Maybe they just thought that was a narrative element.
Yeah.
Because you would, wouldn't you? If you'd never thought like that.
It's hiding in plain sight.
Well, there's people that when you're doing things like picturing in your own brain. So if I say to you like close your eyes and picture a green field, what do you see? Like, do you physically see a picture of a green field?
Yeah.
Oh, I just see dark.
Oh.
I don't see a picture.
Really?
Like, yeah, man. If you said to me like, right, picture close your eyes, picture a green field with a tree in it with apples on, I don't see nothing.
It's weird. Like I can see it, but if I try and focus on it, then I see nothing.
So there's like
it's seeing it in your mind's eye rather than
you can see like you can see like a colour.
Yeah. Like I'm just.
So if someone says to you like, imagine the colour green.
But it's like I'm not really seeing it. My brain's telling me I see it, and then when I try and look at it, then I don't see it. If that makes sense.
He's not very podcast running. Yeah, I'm just like.
Lewis is currently trying to see if he can see a field in his mind's eye.
Just think of the Windows XP background. I've just got it in my head. I can see it.
That's what I always think of as well when I think of a field.
No, I can't see it. Like, I've got nothing.
So is that, man?
It's like it's like if someone says to me like, imagine like a castle, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I know what a castle looks like, and I can think like, yeah, okay, it looks like this, but
can you picture people's faces in your head?
There's no imagery in there.
That's so weird.
It's just like dark with a voice.
Yeah. Again, though, like I said,
dark with a voice. That's all it is.
Like I said, I see black. That's only when I try and focus on the image. It's like if I remember as a kid trying to focus on the image in my mind, I could never like do it. The second I tried to pay attention to it, it would disappear.
The best way I can describe it is it kind of feels like the image is just behind where my eyes are.
Yeah.
So it's like I can kind of see it, but I don't even have to close my eyes to see it. I can see it in my head.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's weird.
Do not have it.
It's so bizarre,
it's just not there. Like that was a Reddit conversation as well. Like people were just like, oh yeah, no, when you imagine this and you can see it, and you're like people can actually see that. Yeah, picture the colour red. I'm picturing it. I know that I'm picturing it, but it's not like I can't see it. I just know that it's there.
A good exercise to figure out if you can or not is draw things like logos or like cartoon characters from memory. Because if you can draw it from memory, then you must be able to kind of see it if that makes sense.
Yeah, you kind of put an image in your head.
Maybe that's why I can't draw.
Yeah.
Right, what's the correlation between people who can like see that image and people who can draw and people who can't see that image? Because
drawing is replicating something you've seen on paper, so you have to see it in your head to be able to do it. Or to guide your hand.
Yeah, or at least that you've seen things that you can like make a sort of collage mismatch in front of you. You can draw like an original character, but you're sort of using ideas from things you've already seen.
Yeah, I suppose people who are really good at art just have a more vivid image in their head.
Yeah.
It's like when, like if you're painting Warhammer and stuff, you can look at that and go like, oh yeah, I reckon if you look at that and go, I blew on it, it'd look good. Like I do not have that.
Right.
If you show me if you show me a colour and be like, what would look good with that colour? I can't look at it and go, like
that. That's something I can't do. When people like show me something like a paint colour, like, do you think this would look good in like the living room? I look and I think no, because when I picture my living room, I just picture my living room. I don't. Yeah. I can't.
I can imagine your room if it was like hot pink right now. I can see it in my head.
What? I can see that actually. Yeah, I think it's so glarish. But like certain colours, I think if it looks like the colour that's already there, I'm just like, well, no, because it looks too much like black. I can't make it ever so slightly different.
I can imagine your bedroom if it was like the train station in Harry Potter where everything's white. I can imagine it in my head that everyone's just white.
So I can't do that. I think that's too far down the rabbit hole for me. That's one I can't do.
That's too good looking glass.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're most artistic.
Yeah.
So like, that makes sense. Yeah. We're the three different levels of like mind's eye pictures. Like I can't see anything. I've got the big dumb.
Sometimes like Reynolds, I'm like completely uninvested in conversation with someone. I like know I'm doing something. I was like imagining things like happening around me, like that thing like when you're a kid where you imagine someone running alongside your car.
Yeah,
like, you know, shit like that. Actually, that's a good point. Did you ever have that? Really?
I used to like
a dude jumping over like
dude,
power stations and stuff.
After I played Tony Hawk, it was always there was skateboarding.
Yeah.
I used to have like a remote control car. I used to imagine a remote control car like driving on top of the walls and shit.
Yeah, see, that's it.
But I couldn't see the car.
It's like that would look cool.
So like
that would be quite the illusion.
I'd be like, oh yeah, that. You gotta move with your hand. You're like, yeah, me. Whoa. I did that, but I couldn't imagine.
Okay.
I couldn't literally see the car. I just knew that I was thinking of the car.
Yeah, I used to do it with a stick man. And you're just like running.
Right now, I can picture the car. I can tell you what it looks like, but I can't physically see the car.
What about your memory? Are you able to picture things that have happened? Nothing picturing.
No, picture. It's not a picture of it. It's like I remember the events as like a description in my head.
I like play out like a video, but it's in the same way like a dream plays out, where everything feels not quite right. Depth is out and people are.
It's real fragmented.
Yeah.
But I can see like
it's
almost
like
my memory's so shit.
It's
like
almost,
everyone else can see pictures, and I'm just like my brain says it in words.
I've got this thing like, especially like when I'm trying to like reimagine dreams, I see everything almost like in a fisheye lens. If that makes sense.
Kinda.
Like I'm picturing it, and everything's so distorted. It looks like it's been like shot through a fisheye. It's weird.
I see things from my own point of view from that time.
Yeah.
See, I don't. I imagine the whole scene.
That's probably why I enjoyed books more.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Because it's words.
It's describing everything in detail. Yeah.
But then I can't see it.
But it's alright because you can read the words and go, well, I imagine it based on what I've been told. Like you're very good at like you do a lot of like IT. You take in information. You're just basically downloading the image into your database.
So, Elise, you're bawling right now. Yeah, I know, and Alpha Guy hates me. Okay. Alpha Guy just wanted to make it snow.
If someone made a game based in your life, what genre would it be?
Oh, fucking hell.
Kart racer.
That'd be a racing game. You know, you play like Paperboy and Paperboy 2.
Yeah.
It's like top down. You can only go left or right. But it's just like obstacles the entire way. That'd be my game. That'd be my life.
I think my life would be like Gary's mod. It's just a small space with stuff in it. And you just fuck around with it.
Mine would be like a text-based adventure, but no matter what input you gave, something bad happened.
Long before the game. I feel like point and click.
Yeah, I do spend my life very point and clicky. I just sort of wander around and
walk into a room and go,
can I combine this with this? Can I talk to that person? Judge things.
Life is just...
Maybe Minecraft.
Minecraft, yeah. Okay.
Because I just like...
I don't know, I think Gary's mod would be more yours thing though, because everything's sort of like, I don't know, it's a lot more like specific parts that you're having to work with, rather than just like, this is that block, I have it 10 times now, then I go.
My life is like a Gary's mod with a bad glitch in it.
Roller coaster type.
You're saying games we like now.
It's just a top-down management.
RTS.
Yeah. I feel like my life... no, my life is definitely point and click.
I think my life might just be like white day, things screaming at me. Just trying to go about my business, and then I'm instantly hit with dread and fear for no reason.
I don't want this.
There we go. I think I found my way out.
Point and click horror game. It's my life.
Point and click horror game, Gmod, or text-based adventure that's criminally unfair.
Mine's even worse, I can't even imagine pictures what mine is. Mine's literally a text bit. Mine's just like a wall of text.
Yours is the code that makes it. Maybe that's it. You're just like in the Matrix.
I'm in the wrong part. Yeah, I'm in the part. My Matrix thing is broken, and I can't actually see what's going on.
You're like those dudes with the white dreadlocks.
My game's like Oregon Trail.
Rastrent 1 and Rastrent 2.
My game is like Oregon Trail. There's there's a picture bit, and that bit is independent, and there's like a text bit, and I go like,
you got dysentery.
No.
Your monitor's all fucked up, so like the top image part isn't showing up. It's dead pixels, but you know pictures are there.
Someone has described them to me. I mean, that's what my life is like now. Holly keeps fucking trying to show me shit on her phone. She's like, look at this. I'm like, can't see it.
Like, what happened to your glasses? I don't think I've heard this story.
No, I'll tell you.
They're lost to the ocean.
I dropped them in the fucking North Sea. Yeah, I fucking went to the beach on Sunday.
Some fish is buried in now.
My dad was like, if they float up, if they get beached, I'll find them. I was like, they're not going to get fucking beached. And I went to Caton, and my sister bought like a fucking inflatable kayak from Lidl for like 80 quid, which is actually pretty fucking decent, but it's definitely not built for a man of my stature. So like, we was like, yeah, let's take another kayak, that'd be fun. I'm sat in the back of this fucking kayak, like, there's no rigidity to it. It's like, it's hard to sit up straight when you're a big man in an inflatable kayak. So I was just like at the fucking complete mercy of the ocean. The sea. So my sister's like fucked with the kayak and like pushed it over, and it was like, yeah, this is pretty fun. And I found it in my glasses, which still on, fine, no worries. And then it was upside down, so my dad like jumped underwater and then came up in the middle of it and was like holding the sides and like oh, come in here, it's really fun. Oh. You know, obviously because it's. And I'm trying to pull the kayak down so you can go underwater.
The Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, exactly. We're like, oh, fucking hell, yeah. So I've got my sister's bodyboard on my wrist. So I like jump under the boat to get into the boat, and I come up, and I can't see properly, and I can't. My glasses are falling off, but I can feel the thing on my wrist. So I'm like, oh, my glasses have just fallen there. So I like hold it there like that, thinking, oh yeah, I've just got my glasses in my chest. And everyone's like, where are your glasses? I'm like, oh, they're just here. It's fine. And I go to like get them. I'm like, shit. I look around and I'm like, they're falling. My dad fucking like the badass that he is, like dives to the bottom of the fucking. We're only in like chest height. What we dive to the bottom, tries to find them. They're gone now. The second they left my face, they were gone. So yeah.
You can actually get something like prescription goggles when you go swimming.
I'm gonna fucking I need something like that. It's really depressing. I don't like that to see. I'm gonna get contact.
Good call.
I don't know. I'm gonna get glasses first because I miss being able to see.
Would you ever get someone to shoot the old laser in?
It's not good in the long term.
Is it not? Can they shoot laser in again?
Nah, because so if you get laser eye surgery, your eyes dry out, which is weird, and then it affects the integrity of your eye. Because laser eye surgery isn't just shooting an eye through your retina. They cut the front of your eye off, and then the lasers then shoot the back of your eye and realign it and shit, and then stitch it back on. So like over time, that like it makes your fucking eyes itch, right? Like oh boy, so they stitch it back on again. But over time, your eye just loses integrity, and so almost everyone who's ever got laser eye surgery has worse eyesight later on. So you've got to wear glasses again later anyway. So it's like my eyesight's fine and leveling out now that I've hit nearly 30.
Would you get like someone else's eyes done to you? I'm just scared of seeing. Imagine if you had your eyes changed like someone else's, like it was an accident, and then after that you could then start seeing things like
their memories.
Or like no, like you could just suddenly start picturing things in your mind now. You suddenly had the power. But it comes at a price.
Would you get Ghost in the Shell eyes where you can like zip zip and zoom out?
Oh, dude, shit. I'm fucking the second they bring out like cybernetic eyes, I'm replacing my shit.
How many modifications do you think you do to your body before you're not classed as a human?
Like
your brain would have to not be there.
How close to general breathing can you get? Yeah. Well, I don't know. Could you like augment your brain with hard drives so you can remember things better?
Like a flash drive.
Yeah, like
you'd always be a cyborg though. You'd always have like a bit of human on you.
Oh, dude.
What if everything changed except your brain? You had like a hard drive put in there, but the rest of you is human. Would you still class it as human or cyborg?
It's cyborg.
Yeah.
I think like until you download your consciousness into a complete computer, you are still classed as cyborg.
Right.
It's still human until there is no organic part. Unless it's like everything's cyborg, but you've got like your real hands.
You need hands.
Can't even breathe when he sprays it. Can't even smell. Can't even do nothing.
Shall we call it there then, gentlemen?
Yes.
Call it a night.
Should we do a little outro?
What do we do for an outro?
That's like thanks for listening.
Oh,
bye.
Just sticking around.
Here we go. Yeah, you've made it this far to the end. Thanks for listening.
We'll see
when we eventually do another one.
In a month or so.
Yeah, I think like every month, maybe every 2 months we'll aim to do one of these. Don't quote me on that. Maybe 3, but we're gonna do it.
We'll do it every 2 months. If we do it every month, then it's a bonus.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe like every.
We could do it a month. Monthly sounds easy.
Yeah.
2 hours out a month is nothing.
Yeah, totally. Well, it's the editing time though.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing for us. We just turn up and talk, and I'm like, yeah, fucking, why can't this motherfucker get this uploaded in the next day?
Press the button, done.
I reckon 2 months. Maybe like every one-off extra month. Like we'll do like a little too hot for TV. Director's cuts.
Just take out all the edited bits that you put together, and it's just like
we could put together like multiple cuts of the same one and just like Blade Runner.
Yeah.
And then a commentary over those, and then why we kept certain pieces.
Oh, yeah.
Podcast
Full
over a
circle.
podcast.
Oh yeah, man! This could be like a little. This could be the actual project. We've done it any more episodes. This is it. We just have to make this one perfect now.
Every other subsequent podcast is just a commentary of this podcast.
Critical analysis of our own podcast.
We're through the looking glass, people.
Going forever and ever with it too.
Yeah, but until then, bye, I guess. Tatty bye. Ta-da.
Tatty bye.
Smoking meat like a brisket. I'm making meat now. Someone asked me, do I smoke meat? That's gonna be delicious. Yeah, if I smoke meat, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Give me the sock, give me the sock. C-U-C-C sock. Say my name, baby. Give me the sock, give me the sock. C-U-C-C sock. Smoking meat, hello to you. Thanks for hanging out with me in my back.
Cheers, drive.
Cheers, driver.
Cheers, driver. Cheers, driver.